This video is sponsored by my favorite tool company, iFixit. If you're looking for the best quality precision tool kits, go to ifixit.com. I paid $399 on eBay for this broken PS5 digital edition to see if I could fix it. So first let's get it plugged in and see what it does. All right, and it's all plugged in. Let's see if it powers on. We got a beep, that's good news. I see a blue light over here. Let's see if anything comes up on the screen. Hopefully this isn't the blue light of death. That probably means it's something I won't be able to fix. Oh, there we go. It's a white light already. Cool. So we got a white light, but so far there's nothing on the screen. So it looks like we have a white light of death issue, which means I need to take it apart. And here is the eBay listing for this PS5. Sony PS5 Digital Edition console, white with power issue not turning on. And the seller says it has a white light issue, doesn't show up on the TV. I try to do safe mode, same thing, nothing showing. Sold as is for parts. So front covers come off, same with PS5 with the disc version, just pull up here and push that way. And same with this cover. Now I need to remove all the screws from the outside of this case, then remove this metal fan cover, then remove the fan, and the SSD cover. In honor of Father's Day, iFixit has asked me to share my favorite dad joke, so here goes. Are you ready for this? Get ready, this is a good one. This is a dad joke that's actually funny. What do you call a fish with no eyes? Are you ready? Oh, psh. Now, while you take some time to stop laughing, let me tell you about iFixit's Father's Day deal. They're offering you $10 off your order of $50 or more and free shipping with the code DADS2021. I can think of very few things that would be better to get a dad than some tools, so go to ifixit.com/TronicsFix if you want to get in on this deal. Be sure to enter the code DADS2021 at checkout. Now let's get back to the video. I'm going to be pulling up the fan connector. I'm going to pull on the bright white connector and not the yellowish connector that's connected to the motherboard. So right there, I'm going to pull up and rock back and forth as I pull, and there we go. This PS5 has been opened before. If it had not been opened, there would be a sticker over this screw. It's much easier to remove this screw and this screw. We just pop this little piece off right here, and we can get right down to it. Now we need to remove these two antennas, this ribbon cable, and this ribbon cable. Then we can get all of these 43 screws removed off of this metal plate, and then remove this big wide ribbon cable right down here. And now we can remove this metal plate. There we go. And this ribbon cable connector. There are also two other screws, one right here and one right here. If we were just removing this whole heatsink motherboard sandwich right now, we could leave this screw and this screw in. There are also two screws on the bottom, one right here and one right here. Now with all of that stuff removed, let's get the motherboard out of the console. And there we go. So here's the entire motherboard. Let's take a look at the HDMI system. There's really not too much to this HDMI system. We got some components right here. Then we got the main HDMI chip and then the HDMI port. And right away, this port looks suspicious to me. I don't know if it comes across on camera, but it looks like it may be a little crooked. And also these pins look like they're either broken or they have detached from the board. So let's get set up under the microscope and have a look at them. So right away I can see exactly what the problem is. All of these pins on the HDMI port have broken away from the motherboard. I don't see any motherboard damage so far for sure, but I'll find that out once we get this port off. So what looks like happened is these pins right here, these are kind of like clamps that hold this middle plastic piece in. They have been bent upwards by someone shoving the HDMI cable in so hard. And then once those are bent upwards, this black piece can just move back and forth. And over time, that has just made the pins come detached from the pins on the motherboard. So what I need to do is remove this port, put a new port on, solder on the 19 pins, then we can test it and see if the repair worked. And here is the old HDMI port, and you can just see every one of these pins is just all bent up, and this plastic piece just moves around very easily. You can also see that it hit so hard on this plastic that it actually made indentations in the plastic itself. So that was definitely what was wrong with this PS5. There could be more, we never know, but I gotta get the repair job finished up so then we can turn it on and test it out. And that actually looks really good. I still am gonna go through and solder each one of these pins on again with my soldering iron just to make sure that each one has plenty of solder, but each of these pins is soldered on really well right now. I could just go with it just as is. And this just gives you a better view of each of those solder joints. So now I'm going to resolder each of these on just to make sure there's plenty of solder on the pins. Then we'll get it put back together and test it out. Okay, there we go. Each one of those has plenty of solder. Each joint is soldered on correctly. So let's get this PS5 put back together. I've decided to add a little bit of liquid metal right here where the APU looks kind of dry. There's also a little streak right here, but especially right here. I'm gonna add some liquid metal there, and hopefully that will make sure that there's not a hot spot right here on the APU. Just gonna add a little bit. And now let's get this motherboard back into the console and get the rest of it put back together. And now it's all back together. Let's plug it in and see if it'll work. Here we go. Let's see if it comes up on the screen. Good so far. The screen goes black. Come on. Okay, we still got a blue light. It hasn't turned white yet. Yes! This one is fixed. We got something on the screen. So we've saved another PS5. I'll be keeping this PS5 since it's my only PS5 digital and I'll need it for future experiments, but this one would have been a great buy and I could have made some good money on it. Thank you to iFixit for sponsoring this video. If you're looking for a precision repair kit, iFixit is the place to go. I'll put a link right down in the description so you can just click on that and it'll take you right there. If you're looking for more PS5 and PS5 DualSense controller repair videos, I'll put a link up on your screen now so you can come hang out with me over there and learn more about the PS5 and the PS5 DualSense controller. Thank you so much for watching today and I hope you have a good one.